Hi there, it's Jen, and it is 3 o'clock on August the 5th. How are you today? If you're joining me live, let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know. So I'm going to make a card. I'm going to switch over in a second. And I just realized that I am missing the card that I made last week. I usually do a draw for the card. So I'll still do the draw, and I'll find the card. It's somewhere here in my studio. It might actually be right here, right where I should have it. It's not there. So I'll do the draw, and then I'm going to get started making the card for this week. So how it works is all you have to do is comment, like, or share this video, and then you'll automatically get entered into the draw for the card that I made the previous week. So let me grab a Post-it note. I should have known I was missing it because I didn't have the Post-it note. Okay, so I've got that. I've got a pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen so you can see my little draw screen here. And let's see here. It'll look funny for just a second. And then I will do this share. Here we go. Okay, so I've got anybody who posted, liked, comment, or shared last week in here. And so this automatically picks through all the people who did those things. And I've got Sonia. And Sonia says she missed last week's video, so I have to take a look. I love the card with the snowflakes. So this is Sonia for last week. So that was July. We're now into August. Imagine that. Okay, so stop sharing, and we'll go back here. And oh yes, you can see my screen of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pop over there. I see Nicole there. Hey, Nicole. How you doing? Okay, so here we go. Let me just put this aside. I apologize. I don't know what I did with that card, but it's around here somewhere, and Sonia, you will get it. Okay, so the stamp set I'm going to use today for today's live is Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. And it is from the holiday catalog, this one here. So if you don't have this one yet, please let me know. I'm hoping most of you do. So it's in here. It's a standalone set. That means there's no dies or anything for it. But I love sets like that, and especially ones like this that are basically kind of a builder set. And I'm going to show you how you can put that together. And I'm going to use the Stamparatus to make it super, super easy. Now, just a quick note that this celebration book is still on. So every $60 order that you spend in July, which is over, and August, you get to pick something out of here. Now, there are two things sold out already. That's the cards, soft seafoam and pool party cards already sold out. This one here on page 8. And also the tree lot dies. These ones are also sold out. But there's a whole new chunk of things that Stampin' Up! Has put out. Most of these are from the annual catalog. There's a couple that are from the mini catalog, this one here too. So I'll put a link to that so you have all that stuff. Here, I'll put a link in the video when I'm done. But let me show you what we're going to do here now. So I've got a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. And so just this is the regular card size. I'm going to fold it in half with my bone folder. The Villa's there too. Hello, Villa. And then I got some very pretty papers here, and they're just little strips. They're just 3 1/4, no, ½ an inch. No, they're 1/4 of an inch. Let's see. Nope, they're ½ inch. And they're 5 by 5, so they're going to fit here like this. And because the base of this cardstock is vanilla, I'm actually going to use a vanilla piece today. So let me show you the cardstock. It's also from the mini catalog that I just showed you. It's called Lights Aglow. So I've got, I don't know if there's full 2 packages here because I've used a bunch, but there are a bunch here. So let me just flip them so you can see there's some gold in there. This is actually black pattern, which is kind of fun. And then there's soft succulent. And as always, you just never know what side to use. There's beautiful vanilla with gold. So some of it's very Christmassy looking like this, but then some of this could be New Year's, this could be a birthday, a wedding, anything you can think of. Same with this really, even though the colors are kind of Christmassy. I love this one, the scallops. I actually have a card to show you after that I made with the red version of this. So there's even some Christmas trees and then that kind of bokeh look. So it's just very pretty paper. This would be good for scrapbooking. You can see all the bits and pieces I've used here. So I don't know which ones I've showed and which ones I've not. I'm using, is it this one? No, this one today is the one I'm using. Okay, so there's lots. So the colors are cherry cobbler, soft succulent, evening evergreen, basic black, gold, and vanilla. So very pretty. So let me just move those over. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus. So this is a stamp positioning tool. And it is great when you have things you want to line up perfectly. So let me show you here what I'm going to do with this. Get the stamp set out of the way. Jingle, jingle, jingle. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a mat. When you're using photopolymer, which is what this stamp set is, you need that extra cushion. So I'm going to put that mat on here and just slide it in. I like that it has a grid, but I'm going to just snap all my magnets together. Don't do that. I'm going to add a piece of grid paper, which we sell this little small size here. And then I've made myself a little sort of shim. So it's just 2 pieces of cardboard that I've taped together, and that's so that I can stick this right in here like that. Now I'm hoping I've got that the right way. I took it apart. Now I'm hoping I got it the right way because I've already got my thing positioned. We'll find out in a second. I think actually they're equal, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I've jammed all my magnets together. You don't want to do that, but if you do, and you can see I've already broken one, and that's by just slamming them together, you just slide them apart. So I'm going to use, these are super strong magnets. I'm going to use them to hold down the bits and pieces here. These two are really stuck together. So I have another one on the side here. I'm going to grab that. And I got another half piece that'll work to hold my paper. So here's my paper, and this is 3.5. I can tell it's measured right there. And I think that will do it. So what I've done, Robin says she loves the green papers. I do too, Robin. And there's Deborah, and Robin has already shared. Thank you so much, Robin. Sorry, it's off to the side here. I'm grabbing it. So I have already put on here some of the words. So I've already positioned them, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to stick this one on. And it's always helpful if you put something underneath here, so it just keeps this level. I'm just going to do a quick test to make sure my magnet is going to fit. So you can see that how we've got it laid out like this. So it should all be straight. And I did this because I did a bunch of them. So not only was it straight for one, but it was straight for every single one. So this is a great way if you're doing a lot of Christmas cards, or even like 5, because you just don't have to think about it. So I'm just getting rid of all the cat hair that seems to have accumulated on here since I set this up, because we don't want that on there. Okay, so I am going to grab my Versamark because we're going to be embossing, and I have my tray here. So this is the embossing additions that I used last week. Comes with a little embossing buddy, which basically takes the static out of your paper before you emboss. Let me just double check that I got that magnet in a good spot again. Yep. And so my powder's in here, and it also comes with a little pair of tweezers, which I'll use, stuck to the magnet, and a little brush. So let me just stamp this up first. Okay. Robin says next month she's starting her Christmas cards. So I'm using Versamark ink and inking that up really, really well. I'm so into embossing lately. I've done embossing the last few videos. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this here. So now this is a clear ink on a vanilla paper, so you're not really going to see much until I get that powder on there. Okay, oops, let's stick to the paper. That's fine. I'm just going to put this aside for a second. And I want to get that powder on there before that ink dries. So I've just got it laying here in this tray, and I'm going to sprinkle that gold powder all over. And what's nice about this tray is that then you're going to collect that powder in there and put it right back into the jar. So you can see here, those look like fingerprints. So I must add sticky fingers. You're just going to give it a good whack and try and get most of it off. But now I'm going to just brush off the excess. Now the other thing I can do here is I can just grab another piece of paper, and I think I might, just because I obviously touched that with a sticky finger. It's not bad, but let's just do that again, okay? Just because I don't think I'm going to be able to brush close enough to that J to get all that powder out of there. So let me put that one aside. I'd probably flip that one over and do it again. Let's try this again. No touching the fingerprints first. Let me get this all embossing buddied. Okay, about the middle there. Let's try this one more time. And the nice thing again is this is all positioned, so I don't have to think about it. I just know I can take the same size paper, insert it in there, and away we go. Okay, press down firmly. on all those little areas, especially the little writing words. Okay, and let's move this out of the way again. And sprinkle powder again. That's better already. That looks pretty good, actually. Oh, I see I've missed just a little bit there, so I'm just going to scoop a little more powder. Hopefully it isn't just that I stamped it badly, because that happens sometimes. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So you can see that sort of dark powder. Now I'm getting a little excess here right now. And there might have been one little hair right there. So it probably wouldn't have hurt if I wiped my stamp first, because it has been sitting here for a day. Okay, so I'm going to use my heat gun, not this one, the Stampin' Up! One. I like this one because it's got two controls, really hot and medium hot, which is good for lighter weight papers. So I'm going to actually go with the really hot. And what you want to do is you want to heat the stamp up, the gun up first before you start embossing. So let me just do that. And it might be hard to hear me, so I'm not going to talk too much while this is working. But what you want is you want it to turn from that dark powder to a nice shiny gold. And when it does that, you move on to the next spot. So hopefully you can see that happening here. I'm just going to turn it for a second so you can see. Just grabbing the tweezers so I don't hurt my fingers, because it's hot. So I'm hoping you can see that. See, in the middle, it's still a little bit dark. And once you've got that gold shine, you want to stop, because you can go too far and burn that powder right off, and actually even burn your paper. I've yet to set the house on fire, but okay, so that looks like it's done. So what I do is I just rotate it back and forth and just double check that I've got all the spots. And it looks like I do have all the dark spots done. So it says now, 'tis the season to be jolly, believe in the magic. So I thought that was a cute use of these bits and pieces here in this stamp. So now what we're going to do is we're going to color these pieces with the stamps. So let me just put this away first to show you. Okay, so this just unscrews like this, and I will check your comments there in a minute. And you just tap all that powder right back in. And you can just keep reusing it, because this powder lasts forever when you do this. Now, if you don't have a fancy little thing like this, a coffee filter works just fine too. But I love that they brought back this little tray, and especially the embossing buddy. They're very helpful. So I'm going to move that aside. And because I'm a little bit of a messy person, I've sprinkled out there. Okay, so let's get rid of all of that. Okay, so now I want to fill in here. So I'm going to grab my Stamparatus again. Look, Robin says she loves embossing. Haven't done it in a while. Should do it again. And she also said she's going to start her Christmas cards next month. And Villa says, I say that every year. Oh, I am totally the same. I say I'm going to do them early, and then I do some of them early, but not all of them. But maybe this is the year. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to position the stamp here to make this work. So I'm just going to make sure this is all in view here. So I'm going to take off this plate because we're done with it. And I'm going to grab a blank one here. It comes with 2 plates. You can actually buy extra if you want, but you can always just flip them over too if you were building something that you wanted to leave on plates for a while. So I'm going to do the jolly, the filled in jolly. Here it is here. This is really cute. It's got the string of lights, some stars, a little Santa hat, a candy cane, a little ornament, and a little bow. So it's very cute. Okay, so I'm going to lay the jolly on here. What you want to do is you want to lay it right with the stamp side down. It's clean, so it's not going to mark this paper. And I'm going to position it right on top. And the photopolymer is nice and easy to line up. So I can see, and it doesn't matter if this isn't perfect, but I want to get it as close as possible. So then I'm going to take the clear plate, go like this, and I'll be able to pick up that stamp. Now I pick up the paper too. I need a stronger magnet here. Let's switch this around. Let's switch this around. And I'm going to close this before I put ink on it just to double check. Yes, that looks good. Okay. So stamp casing here. Now I'm going to ink this up again. I'm going to use cherry cobbler this time. And I'm going to ink this up. What I love about the Stamparatus too is if you miss when you stamp here, you can just restamp it again. If there's any part of this that you miss. So let's just do this. And that looks pretty good. But for instance, the L maybe isn't perfect there. So I could take this, and because I know it's going to land in the exact same spot, I can do it again, which is really nice. And look how nice and dark that is. So that's awesome. And to clean this, I didn't clean the other one. But let me just show you. You just take your scrub and just wipe it. Okay. Squeaky, squeaky clean. Okay, now I have another plate already set up here for the Believe, but I'm going to check it because, like I said, it's been sitting here for a while. Make sure that it is actually still going to line up. So again, there's no ink on there. So that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to give it a quick wipe just in case there's any cat hair or fuzz or anything on there. And I'm going to switch colors as I throw it across the room. We're going to go to Soft Succulent. Turned off a light. There we go. Here we go. So I'm going to ink up the Believe. That's just barely in screen, isn't it? Let me just move that up a bit there. You can see. Okay, so Soft Succulent. It's a much lighter color, so it's hard to see there. But then I'm going to take the Evening Evergreen, which is also in that paper, and I'm going to just take a little bit with my sponge dauber, and I'm going to just dab on the bottom here. So I'm going to get kind of a two-toned look. So let's see how that looks. Okay. And stamp and press firmly. And there, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let me hold it up so you can see it. So it's got kind of light on the top and then darker down there. Okay, so that's how you use your Stamparatus. Let me just move this stuff out of the way. Close that up. Okay, so to finish this off, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to color this part with my Soft Succulent light marker. Now, one caution, the embossing ink and the alcohol marker don't mix well together. So I'm just trying to stay just inside the lines here so that I don't destroy the embossing, because it'll actually activate with the embossing. I don't know exactly what happens, but it basically kind of destroys the embossing. So just keep it slightly inside the line there. Let's get our other pieces. I also want to add some Wink of Stella here to this. Well, I usually do that at the end. Why did I do it now? Oh well, just felt it needed glittering. Oh, that's a big chunk of Wink of Stella there. Very glittery. I'm going to just see if I can mop that up with my finger. You'd probably use a Kleenex is what you do, but my Kleenex is way on the other side of the room. Okay, so let's put this down with some seal and see what you guys are saying here. Deborah says she's excited to get her catalog. Are there starter kits in the catalog? I actually have a starter kit, Deb, that I will post here so you can see after. Yes, and I see Bobby there, and Alexa says that looks so cool. Thank you. So again, it's just a little wee piece of this paper is all I need to get that effect. So I'm just doing a little bit here on that end, and then a little bit here on this end. I mean, I love alternate colors for Christmas cards, but there's something about red and green that really does scream Christmas, doesn't it? Okay, now these look just a smidgy long. You can see that one there overhanging. So I'm just going to get a pair of scissors. I'm just going to trim that. That one's not really showing. Okay, and then this is going to go on like this. But we got something we got to add to that big hole there. So I've got some beautiful ribbon. This is also in that mini catalog. It is white and vanilla, or sorry, not white. It's vanilla and gold. Super, super pretty. So I am going to do this. I'm going to hope that when the Stella is dry, I usually put that on the end. I don't know why I did that. And then I'm just going to grab a little piece here. Make sure it's straight, and a little piece here. Using a different pair of scissors, I have these marked for my ribbon scissors. And if you keep one pair of scissors just for ribbon, it'll keep your ribbon scissors nice and always able to cut ribbon. Okay, so now I'm going to add this on here. I'm not quite done with that little bow yet. It's so pretty. It's picking up that gold from that paper, the gold from the ribbon. So pretty. And then I am going to tie a little bow. But if you're not a good bow tire, you could just slide this in here and tie a little knot. I often say this is just one of those things that takes practice. Well, you could use the top of like a glue or something and tie it around there to get the shape. But I just like to play with it and fiddle till I get it the way I want it. And then tighten it up. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then I trim it on an angle. Okay, and then I'm going to add it right here with some glue dots. And I'm going to take a pick tool out here and grab a glue dot here. Now, because I've not tied this right around, it's kind of a faux bow. I'm going to put a couple glue dots so it doesn't move on me. Okay, so let's see if that'll work. Yeah, I might need one more right on the ribbon. That one's kind of sticking out more than I want it to. I'll just give it a little shove. The nice thing too with glue dots is you can see this one's catching this edge. You can use them to kind of train your ribbon. So I can do this, put it there, and then put that ribbon right there so it looks pretty. And then I think I will trim this a little bit more just so you can see the words as pretty as they are long. Just a little bit more just to trim that. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. Gorgeous. And you know what I liked about this is I thought this was a very cutesy looking set, but to me this is pretty elegant with all those colors. I'm going to do the bee just a little bit more here so you see the bee. And I'm going to do one more thing here to it. So you can see the bling on here, the gold coming through, but let's also add some other bling. So I've got here the, it says red and green adhesive pearls, but they're actually festive pearls is what they're called. It was just mislabeled. So they've got the green, the soft succulent, silver, and gold. So I'm going to use my take a pick tool, and I'm going to grab a couple red ones. They're actually real red, but it matches well enough with the cherry cobbler that I'm going to be okay with that. You're stuck on there. Turn around, you. Turn over. There we go. And then I think I'll do, it's always nice to do odd numbers, so I think I'll just throw a gold one up here. Okay. And there we go. That is my card today. So you can see it's got embossing, ribbon. Oops, I lost a gem. You guys are probably all saying that. I just didn't notice. Maybe that one doesn't have glue on it anymore. I think that's the problem. It's lost its glue. Let's just add another one here. There we go. That's better. Oh, there it is, stuck right there. I'll try and save that after the video. Okay, so in order to get in on the draw for this card, all you have to do is comment, like, share, like, comment, whatever. So let's just see what you guys are saying here. Robin says, neat, double stamps. Yes, I love two-step stamping. Hello, Bobby. And we've got Villa says she loves the two-tone look. Me too. And Bobby also says you make bows look very easy. It's just practice. That's all it is. Very cute and simple. It is. It's beautiful. It certainly would be a lovely Christmas card to send out, and you know, easy to do with that Stamparatus. So, oh, I want to show you another card that I did make with this stamp set. So here it is here. So this one says, believe in the magic. So I, in fact, did do gold embossing again and use the same little saying together. There's that cherry paper. Now this piece here is from an embossing folder in the catalog. And I actually used it. Let me see if I can grab it really quick. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Yes. Is it this one? Here it is. Is it that one? I think it's Yes, it is this one. It is called Charming Landscapes. So this is what it looks like. You know what, let me just lay that on a piece of paper so you can see it. So it's got these houses and then it's got these lines. So I actually only wanted the lines on here because I wanted to kind of mimic the paper. And I did the card this way. So I actually put it in and I did the whole card at the same time. So on the inside of the card, you've got kind of this relief look. And then I've put a piece in the inside and used the little Santa hat. I even linked to Stella. And then on the back of the card, you have this as well. So it's kind of like a card that goes on. So that was kind of a happy accident that all kind of worked out. But those are super cute, and they're also in the mini catalog, the little mountains and then the little tree landscape. So I just put it in the folder in the machine like this with the whole thing in it. And I lined up those dots. That's what I wanted to do. But in the end process, I got everything. So there's actually some houses in behind here, but you can't see them. So, and this one is on shimmery white. So I don't know if you can see that. It's got a little bit of white. So you can also see the difference between the white and the vanilla. This does have a slight yellow tone to it, but still you can very much see that these are different. And then this is some gold paper and some of the garden green ribbon that I actually put in my this or that this week on Facebook. A lot of you said you like that package with the green and the red. And then I've just used a red staple, and you can buy different colored staples. So that's what I did, is use a red staple to staple it on, and then the gold gems there as well. Okay, so let me see what you guys are saying. Good idea, Bobby says. I'm not sure about what, but thanks, Bobby. Nicole says she really likes the ribbon. Alexis says she loves it. Oh, fantastic, guys. Thanks so much. So let me just go back to me here for a second. And I wanted to just say thank you very much for watching today. And I'm hoping you're all going to have a great weekend. We're going to Toronto to see the play Anne and Juliet, and I can't wait. It has been a while since I've done anything like that. So I hope you're all doing something fun this weekend, or at least relaxing. And thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great week. I'll see you all next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye now.